Good morning, Sun Devils. Good Wednesday morning. It's Trevenchy again, and we're covering the energy within the Sun Devils this week as it is a mark on history. This is the first Big 12 matchup for our school, and this is our first year in the Big 12. Previously being a part of the Pac-10, the Pac-12. So many things and chains of events has led us up to this point. And it's so ironic that football season has prime real estate in the beginning of the school year, but I think that was kind of the intention. Everyone revolves around how well this football program can perform. Just being in this country, everyone loves this sport. And just because of the team camaraderie that you need, the mental development and character development that's a part of this game, it's pretty much the beauty of having a team. Football is not a one-man sport. There may be a starting 22 lineup, but every single person on this depth chart and every single coach and every single manager, anyone on the staff has their own value in the process. And right now, we've trusted the process within the preseason. Your Arizona State Sun Devils are 3-0, not by accident, but by hard work. So we begin our Big 12 expedition against Texas Tech in Lubbock. This is going to be our second away game, and pretty much I felt like last week was a great warm-up to the Big 12 energy. So a lot of people will always cater to the Big 12 in terms of how devoted they are to the game. There's a lot of college towns that just revolve around football, and so this is one of them. We're going into a hostile environment, but what I really want to acknowledge in this segment is that everyone on the team is fully aware of the gravity of this game. So yeah, it is our first Big 12 game, but this will end up marking our beginning of being a nationally recognized football school. So the reason why I say that is if we beat Texas Tech on Saturday, I fully believe we will be top 25 ranked. Within the coaches poll, we've received 15 votes to receive a top 25 ranking, and within the AP poll, we received 3 votes. So no matter what happens after this Saturday and how people ultimately rate us as a football team, I feel like we are undoubtedly a top 25 football school if we beat Texas Tech. Starting 4-0 is not easy, and of course, this is a testament to how hard this team has worked. So after the Tuesday practice with the player presser availability, I was able to kind of feel out the energy from these guys, and I think my main takeaway, and this is what the segment is about, my main takeaway is that there is a night and day difference between what was going on last year and what was going on this year. My favorite quote was from Clayton Smith, in which he said, if we were down 21-7 last year with last year's team, we probably wouldn't have came out with that W. We would have lost that game. But this year, everyone is bought in to not only the energy and the momentum, but into the process. And so facing every single phase of adversity now, after, giving up a big lead against Mississippi State, trailing against Texas State in a hostile San Marcos school, we really are, we're set. We are ready for a Texas Tech team. And so we've been seeing a lot of media coverage in terms of Big 12, and a lot of people have said that Texas Tech has not met expectations. It's okay. They put us as above expectations, and that's pretty much a result of us just being severely underrated going into the season. But here we are, and I fully believe that we can beat this Texas Tech game or this Texas Tech team and establish some sort of authority within our conference. So there's not many undefeated teams. I believe there are only 5 undefeated teams in the conference right now: Utah, Oklahoma State, BYU, Iowa State, and us. So, and Kansas State. So that actually makes 6. So that just adds that much more volume to us potentially getting a win. Texas Tech has 1 loss on the Washington State Cougars, but they were struggling with injuries, didn't have their star player Taj Brooks, and a lot of the fan base of the Red Raiders said that they've been playing down to their opponents. So what we really need right now is to come together, and with a lot of new additions coming off of the injury list, I feel really good about that. But of course, we're going to talk Prince Storball and Jordan Crook the next few days until we actually see them play. But it's all about what we put on tape on Saturday on FS1 at 12:30. We'll go into our AMA segment real quick. We have a great comment by Wheeler Rick Rambles, and he says, "Go win that turnover battle, boys. Nothing like a pick 6 to shut up that Lubbock crowd. Go Devils." So, of course, I love this comment because I feel like the community, the Valley, is finally buying into this Brian Ward defense. And I definitely, I understand why that's the motive. Right now, Brian Ward has produced turnovers in every single game this year, and it's pretty easy to expect that we could see some more on Saturday. But what I really want to capitalize on right now is the fact that our star player, Prince Storball, is coming back. I don't think it's going to be a pick 6. I think it's going to be a sack fumble. I genuinely think this front 7 is going to pin their ears back, be as aggressive as they can on the running game, and force Texas Tech into 3rd and longs, making their quarterback uncomfortable. Right now, it's going to be a revenge game for Jalen Conyers. He's going to try to find ways to expose some of our inefficiencies and prove that he's better off, that he's outgrown our program. But of course, with a lot of players, even the players that weren't on the team last year, but even Shamari mentioned, yeah, I respect Jalen, but of course, not when you're playing us, it's a whole different story. We're going to have to expose you. And I definitely can see these safeties manning up, adding a spy on Jalen Conyers, and really shutting his ability to perform down. I mean, Jalen Conyers is a yards after catch tight end, great at route running. He isn't necessarily a blocking tight end, but he can do his diligence in blocking. But if you put Jalen Conyers chipping on an edge rusher like Prince Storball or Clayton Smith, those guys are going to pop him. And that's what we really need. We need to pop Jalen, and we need to pop Taj Brooks. And once we make these guys a little more uncomfortable, then the quarterback isn't going to be as laxed, and we're going to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Right now, I've been very impressed with our defensive schemes. We've been throwing a lot of alternative pressures like we mentioned last week in the preview. In order to minimize Jordan McLeod's athleticism, we needed to add these really unique pressures like stunt blitzes. So within the stunts, you have the 2 outside edge rushers actually coming inside, and the inside D linemen are rushing on the outside. So it's kind of like an inverted rush. And I saw a lot of that. It was wonderful stuff. I also saw, the edge rushers, they were holding contained, but sometimes they over pursued, they over committed on their angle, and Jordan McLeod was able to climb the pocket. I don't see that with this Texas Tech team. If we really have the commitment to our angles, our edge rushing angles, I think these guys are going to feast. And like I said, I think we're more likely going to perform with a sack fumble more than a pick 6 because they're just going to be in positions to force that throw. And so right now, yeah, I definitely know the game plan is going to be to shut down Taj Brooks. And then after that, it'll be about making the quarterback uncomfortable and isolating Jalen Conyers. But at the end of the day, this is still a turnover-happy defense. So however we get our turnovers, I'm completely satisfied. I am really excited to see Prince ball out because I think he's going to feed off the energy of the first 3 weeks simply because everyone has been more than impressed with Elijah O'Neal's play. Even Clayton Smith mentioned, it even has me watching over my back because how good Elijah O'Neal is playing, I don't want to lose my starting spot either. So these guys are bought in, they're committed, and I definitely feel like that professionalism is going across the board. Like, everyone is very dead set on trusting this process and being very confident in their skill sets. Right now, Keyshawn Elliott is speaking like the captain he is. I love how he sees his defense. I love how everyone gravitates towards him. But it even goes with the unspoken words. When I mean the play of Shamari Simmons does all the talking, I don't mean that lightly. It's like, this guy really does perform. Like, when the lights come on, he performs. And I can't wait to see Zay and Shamari more this season. I can't wait to see what kind of coverages we're doing on these high air raid offenses. And I feel like the air raid offenses that we will be playing this year will be Kansas State, will be potentially an Oklahoma State. We'll see. I'm excited to see how Bowman does against Cameron Rising this Saturday. But at the end of the day, I love Coach Brian Ward right now. And I also want to bring up Coach Hines Ward as well. The growth and development of Jordan Tyson has been phenomenal. It was really cool just hearing some of his narratives yesterday. His presser was really good stuff. I gravitate towards his energy a lot just because he's very family-oriented, has a big brother in the NBA. So having those athletic ties just gives you that much more commitment to a process, to the game. And this guy has definitely bought in with Coach Hines Ward's coaching. The whole reason why is because his run blocking has been phenomenal. That's what Hines Ward has been known for. But these guys, I love our scheme, and I love how committed they are to the identity. Can't wait to see more Sun Devil football, especially in the Big 12. But right now, I feel like if we beat Texas Tech and we get 14 days off, we're ready. We are ready to host Kansas. We're ready to get turnovers on Jalen Daniels, and we're ready to shut down Devin Neal. So no matter how talented these guys are going to be this season in terms of our Big 12 opponents, I like us stepping up to the plate. And, of course, when we're on defense, I love the pitcher analogy from Kenny Dillingham. We want to be the pitcher. We want to throw our entire series of pitches in terms of what's in our toolbox. And so this is an extensive toolbox with the defense. More talent to come. Jordan Crook, I can't wait to see his pass coverage. I want to see how Keyshawn and Jordan Crook feed off of each other, because those are the Mike and Will linebackers, and they are the most important parts of the communication within this defense. But of course, thank you guys so much, always keeping up with our 480 experience content. Like I said, we got, this is just the start of Big 12 conference, but we have 3 more days until it all begins. It's going to be a historic day for us, and I can't wait to see how our Sun Devils perform. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to do another Daily Pitchfork tomorrow.